This is Noel again, and we're gonna do another video about my book, Planet Abaca, Life in the Stars. And this is gonna be another excerpt. Again, this book is about life in the future. Earth has passed away, the Earth has died. We were forced to move to another planet, which we called Earth's shadow, and now scientists are seeing the same signs of Earth's shadow dying, the same signs that we got when we were still on planet Earth. And now we need to find a new planet, a new place to live. So this is a little excerpt from chapter 2. Earth lived for over 4 million years before humans arrived. It was us who destroyed it. In the early part of the first half of the 2000s, scientists began to notice changes in the weather. At first, they were very small and isolated incidents. There was an extra hurricane, then there were a few less days of rain. Each year, something more was noticed and logged. Rain seasons grew shorter each year. This affected crops too. Water is required to grow food, but scarier things started to happen as well. The temperature of the atmosphere was very slowly rising. No one cared at first, because it was just 1/10 of a degree of a year for a while. But then it was 1/4 of a degree, and then it became a half of a degree. But the speed continued to increase. For decades, no one wanted to listen. People finally started paying attention in 2016. It became a political debate instead of a scientific one. That was why humans were so far behind in trying to slow it down. The scientific community and some governments had paid attention before this year. It was a very small group. No one wanted to listen to them. Scientists began to look at all kinds of historical measurements from rainfall, storms, ocean temperature, ocean levels, ice caps, ice shelves, animal populations, human populations, industrialization, and atmospheric makeup, just to name a few. They gave it a name back then. It was called climate change. Many people saw the reports and understood it was real, but just as many refused to believe it. Governments did not agree either on the best solution to slow it down or stop it altogether. Everyone could see and feel the changes. The warmer temperatures were causing polar ice caps and sheets to melt. This meant that ocean temperatures were rising as well as atmospheric temperatures. Ocean animals started dying at a faster rate too. Coastal areas all around the world started to experience flooding more often. In some locations, there would be houses, businesses, and parking lots that would fall into the ocean due to erosion. In other places, buildings and structures would become swept away by waves. More horrifyingly, sometimes water would simply rush in without warning, submerging anything in its path. That water would stay, and the buildings would never be seen again. It was very rare that survivors were found when that happened. Occasionally, a body would be recovered. The total number of deaths was never accurately counted because bodies were so often lost to the sea. It is estimated that the death toll is no less than 5 million across the world. The rising water was just one of the many problems. Industrialization was proven to be the leading cause of climate change. The chemicals that were produced as a byproduct of all the factories that made all the things we covet as humans. These chemicals and toxins were polluting the air and the water. They affected everything. The increasing cancer rates were perfectly parallel with the increase in factories. As governments investigated this, they got disturbing reports. The air and water had been contaminated all over the world with all the chemicals and factory waste. The death toll from cancer got to a point where it was increasing by 10 to 15% each year. The world population had reached a point where more people died each year than were being born. It was a tipping point for humans. There had been around 7 billion people on the planet in the year 2000. By the time we reached 2100, we were down to 4.5 billion or so humans remaining. If you'd like to read more, you can pick up the book at pastasworld.com. It's also available on amazon.com and Apple Books. And you can reach out and shoot me an email. There's an email on the YouTube channel and on the website. Thank you. Have a great day.